Journey of the self-discovery. You may not know the Buddha was stoned, beaten, even after enlightenment. Why I'm saying so? Don't think that when you reach to that state, this world will say, oh, look at the Sam is enlightened now. We will. Not possible. This world outside will remain as it is. You have changed. You have reached to that state. Huh? Looking at my beard when I go outside, people may interpret different meaning. And I'm not naming those people. So what happened to Buddha was staying in a village, and a guy came, looked at him, and he spitted on him. And his cousin Ananda was there, and he stood up, wanted to catch hold of that person, and Buddha said, leave it. He spitted on me, not on you. Next day, the same guy came and he prostrated, touched the feet, asking forgiveness. And here the magic happens with these awakened great masters. So Buddha said, come down, sit. Now tell me whom I should forgive. The one who is seeking the forgiveness from me today, you have not done anything. And the one who spitted on me, that event is the past. Whom should I forgive? You have already changed. Did you understand? You have already changed. So now come to the mental state of the Buddha. If we examine and analyze that, what happened to this Buddha's mind? Is he crazy? No, we are crazy. So that is the principle we are going to talk about. The shape to whom he inserted the shape, the name, which is known as the Buddha, and the shape of the Buddha. Body is constantly changing. Look from the other point of view. Yesterday, someone spitted on him. Today, his body has changed. So from both the sides, look at the subtle level of awareness. Can I live into that level of awareness? Nobody dares to insult us. No. The world will continue to do the same thing, but you don't feel insulted. Do you understand that? That subtle nature of transformation takes place by meditation. So, we will discuss about that principle. We will discuss about that principle that nobody dares to insult us, abuse us. Why? They will abuse mostly the name or the form. They will know. That is all. So this is what one of the unique principles the Eastern wisdom talks. So we have to evolve our mind internally, not to identify all the time with the body, with the name. You see that what happens. Oh, Bill Gates is crazy, but there may be many people whose name is Bill Gates. Which one? Which one? Maybe we may find many names above, So last time we understood that you have to contemplate daily knowledge not of the physics, knowledge not of the physiological changes that is taking place in the brain, knowledge of the real self. That knowledge of the real self leads to the humility. The humility results in qualification, the inner qualification. Huh? Now compare the story of the Buddha. The inner qualification. And the inner qualification gives us the inner wealth of dispassion, of instant awareness, of cheerfulness and calmness that is devoid of attachment. And the inner wealth gives us the righteous life, and the righteous life helps us to discover the real self. That is the goal of the journey of Eastern wisdom, whether you say it is meditation or mindfulness. Opposite of this. I covered that. Opposite of, briefly I'm touching. You all remember, but still I'm repeating. Sometime I know that. So, alasasya kutu vidya. So now opposite of that, if I'm lazy, then I'm a non-seeker. Lazy, non-seeker. Kutu vidya, then absence of this knowledge. Non-seeker, I am not qualified, no humility, no readiness, no permanent happiness. Finished. So what is the goal? What should we do? Satasangate nisasangatvam. And then the third verse that I covered from another text. It says satasang, the knowledge and the company of the truth by listening and learning the principle. You are constantly learning. Oh, I'm not the body. Oh, someone inserted. So whom he inserted? Oh, this body. But he also has a body. Both the body inside is the same matter. Thank you very much. Go ahead. But gradually, it comes gradually. It does not happen in a day. So knowledge of the company of the truth by listening and learning, contemplating and practice results into detachment, dispassion. And when we continue to live in the state of dispassion, it results into delusion. Am I right? It results into removing the delusion. It does not result into delusion, removal of delusion. So no wrong notion. Now I don't have a wrong notion that I am the body. This is, I have a patent right of my name that I filed in US Patent Office. Take the word lightly. So what happens? No delusion, it comes the steadiness, and from the natural state of the steadiness of the mind, that mind has to awaken to the real self. There is no doubt about it. We are talking about knowledge, dispassion, delusion, and emotional freedom. We are covering those topics. And individual existence, individual consciousness, and what is supreme consciousness. And how to remove the sorrow and the suffering. Let us examine, who am I? Let us examine, who am I? I am an individual. That is what we say. Don't say anything to me. You see that? So that is what we say, human being. So first understanding, the human being means the human plus being. And the human is the outer frame with the body, shape, size, weight, name, age. And the being is one common factor, is pure consciousness, never changing reality. Human is outer part, personality. You can say body, mind, attitude, behavior, weight, name. And the being is a common factor. I believe you got it. Let us understand in a different way. When I say that I am stressed, what it means. Analyze it. We take it for granted. No, I have a lot of stress. I'm living lonely. Who is not living lonely? Tell me. But anyhow, I am stressed. What it means. Who is stressed? Examine. When you say I am stressed, then who is stressed? Body, breath, mind, intellect, name, form. Who is stressed? We need to contemplate. Or the being, that consciousness is stressed. Consciousness cannot be stressed. When I say I am stressed, I am aware. Consciousness is there behind. And in the front, my mind says I am stressed. So consciousness remains as it is. Nothing happens to the consciousness. Are you clear? Now you all are seekers, so it's not a big deal. So when I say I am stressed, then I examine that his body is stressed, breath is stressed, mind is stressed, intellect is stressed, my name is stressed, my form is stressed. If I say body has a stress, it means I am the body, but I am not the body. It's very clear, I am not the body. Then who is stressed? That is the first one. Who is stressed? Body, breath, mind, intellect, behavior, attitude. This is what the mask and the personality is. One I am. Second I am is the being. I am pure consciousness. And the third being comes from nowhere. You know what is that third being? It is ego. Can you find ego inside the body? Can you find the ego? So we are three in one entity. Now ask, who is stressed? Did you get it? We are three in one entity. One is being, pure consciousness, that cannot be stressed. But when I say, when I am stressed, is it body, breath? Oh, body is stressed. But body is not me. Third is I am. So we are in three in one entity. Clear? So now question comes, are we some of the body, breath, mind, thought, some cherished desires, some emotional dependence, which we call personality? Is this personality I am? Or are we ego created from nowhere? We will understand from where the ego is created. And the third is, are we simply the being or the pure consciousness? Let us examine. Let us examine. This master gives a beautiful understanding to us. So he first says, first you understand that there are only two things in the world. One is known as idam, other is known as ahem. Idam means the matter, the material world. Ahem is known as the pure consciousness. Now tell me, can the matter and the consciousness ever meet? They can never meet. Matter remains an independent entity. Consciousness remains an independent entity. Here is a remote matter. I touched it, I feel it, but does this matter also feels my fingers? If it feels, then it is consciousness. But it cannot happen. You do whatever we want to do. Science may start talking about gray matter. Consciousness is the seat of the brain. Let them continue talking. They will not arrive at any conclusion. They have three main conflict. whether the brain is the seat of consciousness or it is the consciousness that produces the brain. So they have I'm not going there. So first thing to understand, what? Matter and the consciousness cannot meet. They appears to meet, but they don't really meet. So when they appears to meet, ego is created. Who says, I am the body? How dare you say anything to me? Huh? You insulted me. Whom you insulted? Did you understand that point? You insulted me. No. You insulted on the shape of the body. The matter cannot be insulted. Forget about it. Name cannot be insulted. Can matter be ever insulted? Think. The master is not saying believe it. We agree with reasoning, we agree with the fact, we agree with all the observation done by the sense organ mind. So observation tells me that can body, the matter, can I insert this remote? You crazy remote. And this body is not more than this remote. You see, you get a sense of smile on the face. Yes, it appears true. Even listening to this changes our mindset. Then we say, I'm crushed by you. Why? Because I had a crush on you. Oh, I had a crush on you. I had a crush on your body, or I had a crush on you. Because I had a crush on your body, that's why I am crushed. I am not happy. You can analyze each and every statement made by the ego in ignorance. This is what the delusion is. And I've already explained, delusion comes from the attachment and then it causes the sorrow. Now I'm giving another definition of sorrow. Keep it in your head all the time, whenever you have anxiety, duality, conflict, problem, pain, suffering. Recall these two statements. Experience of false hollowness in I is sorrow. Experience of imagined fullness in the body and the mind is sorrow. That ego exists in paper, in thought, no hollowness at all. Experience of false hollowness is sorrow. Why I feel false hollowness in I? Why I feel it? You have 5 members in a family. 4 members have gone. You are living so-called alone in the family. Now you feel lonely. Why? Did you get the answer? False hollowness in I. That I was attached. Did you get it? That I was attached. Don't you feel a kind, everything seems to be empty. All the members of my family have gone from the house. House is still the same. House is still the same. Color of the walls are still the same. You have the same TV. You have same everything. Experience of false hollowness in I, that is ego, is sorrow. an experience of imagined fullness. Imagined. I imagine. What is that imagination? Oh, I'm feeling, I feel my mom has left me. She always loved me. But today she rejected you. Why don't you come to the terms? Why don't you realize the fact? Can your mom still feed you? Why don't you think in the right way? My master used to say, I'm not saying. Come on. Experience of imagined fullness. Well, if mom returns, if my honey returns, I will have the same peace and the pleasure. No. Experience of imagined fullness is sorrow. In the I want to fill up. Is there happiness in the world? Tell me any person, any event, any time which has the property of happiness. In New Jersey, one woman said, no, I love my honey. So I said, tell me only one thing. Do you have trust in your honey 100%? No. No, we Americans are very straightforward. So we say no. So can this no go with that you love honey? Why? Imagined fullness in my body and the mind due to attachment. So, there is nothing in the world that has a property of peace and happiness. So it means I should start hating my honey. Did I say that? Our mind instantly concludes. That is another problem. So whatever our mind is a seeker now. That seeker says, let me express peace, happiness, humility, kindness in all my relationship. And then see the result. You are giving something. You continue giving. You will get 100 times return. Much more return. One seed you grow, it becomes a tree. Million returns. Million of times return. So we are still discussing which is 3 in 1. So peace and happiness is not the properties of anything in the world. Nothing exists. Now we come to the last session that we take. Nothing exists like space. Nothing exists like shape, not space. The shape of the body. Body has a weight. Shape and the name actually do not exist. We use it for the matter of convenience. One matter, Girish. Other matter, Brandy. We start paying attention. Because of attachment, look at Brandy is beautiful, you are not so beautiful. No, just an example. You see that? That mind must change. That creates an imagined fullness in the eye. So what we said, nothing exists like shape. Nothing exists like shape. This is a remote made up of a plastic. You remove the plastic, show me the remote. Remove the matter, carbs, protein, all the minerals. Show me where is the body of Lara. So our master says, a keen observer, a good seeker perceives that very shape in the name, they exist for the sake of convenience, we should continue to use, but we should have that awareness that they do not exist. When they do not exist, insert praise, appreciation, they do not live in our mind. Are you getting it? Not very difficult. They don't live in our mind. They don't live in our mind. So now coming to the main principle, shape, modification of that shape, and the variation. They all belong to the material world. They do not belong to me. So I can drop the I instantly. That ego, which feels insulted, which get crushed, which is attached, which lives in sorrow and the suffering, is gone. Let us take it. We say what I said, shape. Shape. Modification is there in this body? Yes. I was a small baby and now I have increased my shape. I have a grey beard. Once upon a time I used to have black beard. So it has changed. So any shape has a modification. And then there are variation in gender, in species. Tiger has a body, the house has a body, remote has a body. Because of the shape, because of the name, because of the modification, because of the variation, mind enters into delusion. Did you understand that? Very interesting. Did you get it? I recognize Sam with the name and the form. So you also recognize. Go a little deeper, it is all matter. Does the Sam body has a special blood which I don't have? It is the same blood, it is the same carb, it is the same matter, it is the same thing. Remember, always remember, shape, modification in that shape and the variation. That is what the world is. When you take the shape, modification, and the variation as a real, you are already in delusion. You are bound to suffer. Ego is already there. By simply thinking, no, I don't have ego, it will not work. Unless you dig deep inside, you know it, you are very clear. Did you get it? I'm repeating again. Then we'll go for the practice. You look at, you are aware, yes, you are aware. Don't tell me I'm a seeker now. I'm aware. I'm not thinking anywhere. My mind is here on you. No, your mind has to be on you, not on me. It will not work. So you see that just become aware. Aware, where are you sitting? Look at the objects. People with you, their name and the shape. Have they undergone modification? Yes. Do you see the variation? Yes. In this body? Yes. They are all subjected to shape, modification, variation. They are constantly changing. This is the part of the material world. I am not anywhere in that. Then you have dropped the ego. You have dropped the wrong notion that I am the body. What is left? I am the being. You are not three in one. You are only one reality. They have to contemplate and reflect. You had a conflict with the honey, and you see, where is the conflict lies? In that shape and the name? So I have a relationship of conflict with that name and the shape. That's why you are suffering. Did you understand that? And he says, you are crazy. Oh, yes, you are right. I'm crazy. And I've been living with you for so many years, so I'm crazy. So your mind says, oh, she is referring or he is referring to this body. Thank you very much. But I'm not nowhere there. You're right. Let us sit and see that how can I change myself? Then only you have these thoughts. No? You see that? The last thing, my Logitech camera, I talked to them for an hour. Everything perhaps working fine. So they are going to send me a new piece. Hope I will receive by Saturday. So, name and the shape and the variation. Camera. Look at it. Can I maintain that awareness? You are free. Then there is no surrender suffering. Then this mind does not cause a big face. Do you still remember the session? We are not worthy of suffering, sadness. Because we are human being, not human. Let us start our practice. Close your eyes. And, body is steady and mind is facing within. Eyes are closed. Now just look at the body is. Now there is a spark of awareness. I said body is steady. Yes, you use the body as an instrument. But there is a spark of awareness. I am not. Yes. Eyes are closed. Eyes is also a matter, a different variation of the same matter. I am not the eyes, so I am none of these sense organs. Mind is facing. Mind is also a matter. Oh, you said facing within? What do I find? That is what this mantra says that we did last time. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Start singing in your mind. And if you can sing it loudly, it is also okay. Looking inside. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Let Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Let there be well-being for all. Why I am saying well-being? Because I am the state of well-being. Being. That is why I am saying. So mantra reminds us all the time that we all are essentially one. Real self is one, all pervading. It is the same in you, me, everywhere. Oh, there are so many real selves? No, it is only one. One sun reflected in 10 different parts. You cannot say there are 10 different suns. It is only one. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. When the knowledge is supporting the mantra, the mind transforms. When you are doing habitually, then you land up doing headstand pose and you damage your brain. I must say. Second mantra. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Peace is a good space, infinite space. Let the mind move into the infinite space while reciting the mantra. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. What did I say about hollowness? In the I is sorrow, but now it is only the infinite space. It is the peace. I identify with that infinite space, not feeling a sense of hollowness because I'm living alone, because I don't have television to watch Netflix, etc. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. A moment. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. One more time. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. You know that hollowness? The I comes from nowhere. And it says, I feel lonely. With reference to the world outside. And the world outside is only matter. I cannot find the peace and happiness there. Crazy mind? Hold on. Don't go there. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be wholeness for all. Wholeness? Yes. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. The way our ignorant mind saying, honey, we move in a moment of hugging, as if we become one. Still we don't become one. Here is a chance. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Mind, drop the delusion, you are already one whole. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Then what happens every moment? Next moment is auspicious. Why? It contains the happiness, cheerfulness, plus the knowledge. Why? The knowledge, you know the answer. Why? And the cheerfulness, happiness inside. So now you think and speak and act in that state. That is the real meditative state. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Just to remember, I know what I tell you to remember. The knowledge, hollowness, and I imagine fullness. Oh. Let us continue with our nyasa. Start breathing little deep, silent and slow. Just maintain, keep that knowledge intact. The breath is the car, mind is the driver. The space inside is the highway. Space inside, mind is living within, away from the material world. And intellect is saying Om Shanti. First, let us start with the right arm. You already know it. And check that. Couple of things. Let me add couple of things here. Where the mind is going. Sometimes the mind runs to any thought. Okay. Recognize it, return. Sometimes the mind tends to fall into sleepiness. Okay, return. And then the mind goes deeper. We are totally absorbed while singing Om Shanti. So, what is happening in that Om Shanti? Or you can say self absorption. You can figure out, you can see the moment when I is not there, only the state is there. State of calmness and peace there. Patanjali says, when the meditator merges with the object of meditation, it is higher meditative state. But in that state, naturally, not by force, your body remains like a stone. It freezes completely. It doesn't want to move. It does not want to move. Means the mind is totally inside. So we are picking up the kind of self-absorption. Sometimes you have already narrated that experience, move the mind inside the left arm. You have told me, almost everyone, I don't know where I am, but I was aware. There was nothingness. Yes. The beauty of the journey in this kind of a journey that we are doing everything consciously. You know what you are doing, and I know what I'm guiding you. No blind faith. Om Shanti. Your mind. Intellect says Om Shanti and the mind goes with it. Mind goes with it. Now inside the right leg. During inhalation, exhalation, the mind moves inside into the space, singing Om Shanti. And that Om Shanti, you already have a clarity of the knowledge that Om is dropping deep inside, is what I am. And what? Shanti is the manifestation. You will experience a natural state of the body. Body is a matter. I always give an example, the remote or the phone, where you put it, it keeps there. You have already done steadiness in the body. Now it's steady. I'm not at all concerned. So what happens? three in one now starts dissolving. I try to present in a way so that we can easily understand, absorb this knowledge, and now inside the left leg. There is an awakening to inner teacher. Perhaps I discussed about it, yes. All the efforts of an outer teacher is to awaken to the inner teacher. Inner teacher is the reflection of the real self in the mind and the intellect. And now inside the spine, from the crown of the head to the tailbone, Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Shanti. Moving up and down. What is mind? So, with that knowledge, the mind realizes how the mind is hijacked by the prana because of the impurity in the mind. So, when I know how the hijacking takes place, I can take care of it. So this inside the spine up and down is all about cleansing. Cleansing of what? Use the word Experience of the false hollowness in I and the experience of imagined fullness in the mind. Now comes, leave this practice. Breath is normal. Body is perfectly steady, naturally, not by force or a conflict. Moving the mind inside the heart, in the cave of the heart, singing Om. Recognizing a point or a space where everything is standstill. That is the moment. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. But before that, we move the mind on a triangle, the last factor to prevent any kind of identification with the two eyes. So we move the mind on a clockwise direction. Take your time, do it slowly, gently. Equilateral triangle pointing upward, clockwise or anti-clockwise, whatever the way you want to do. You do it completely and you will discover more greater awareness, deeper awareness, as if you are living in the depth. And that is the right time to sing Om Shanti, dropping the mind there. Mind is gone. It drops like a drop of water into an ocean. What is left? That you have to know. Once the mind plays its tantrum again, we have the tool, clockwise or anti-clockwise, and dropping. Let us see what happens. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. How are you, Terry?
I had a pretty good session.
Good.
I used the practice, helped me to tolerate and ignore discomfort. I was aware of all the level, all the. I heard you every.
Yes. Why to ignore? I am not the body. Finished.
Well, yeah.
Do you ignore the door and the walls of the room and the bed and the clothes?
Well, I feel a lot of physical sensation.
Yeah. That will be there. That's very good. Wonderful.
Same time, intellectual activity. And the triangle, I became, finally, I placed it different ways until at the end, I was inside, I imagined it as if I was inside of it.
Good.
I imagined like the two hips going across the big hips and the top of it up here.
Wonderful. Continue. I'm going to send you this file. I want to switch on to Vaibhav. What happened to you when you fell in your bathroom? And then narrate your experience.
So I stuck my head with the WC, so it got a cut.
It got a cut.
Stitches.
Lot of stitches?
Yes, sir. 7 stitches.
7 stitches. Okay, that is in the body. But what was happening in the mind?
So I was just, during that time, I was just trying that I'm not the body. I was trying this thing.
Good.
And, it was helping me at that time that I can keep my myself calm and steady.
That is even what we want. That is good. So you remember. That is why I wanted to hear. That is wonderful.
Yes, sir.
How are you, David and Jerry? And then I'll come to Lara. If
Yeah, it was just, I mean, I can't think of words to describe it other than simple, easy, deep, blank the entire time. It was really easy to go into the meditation. It was really easy to stay in it. And it was just blank. And I heard aspects of what you were saying, and aspects of it I think I may have, subconsciously heard, not actively heard.
That's
But it
good.
was very, very good.
Wonderful, wonderful, David. How are you, Jerry?
Sorry, I'm good. Yeah, it was nice. It was comfortable. It was I don't know. It just seemed like a cozy, comfortable, smooth meditation.
That's beautiful. That's another beautiful experience. Beautiful. How are you, Lara?
I'm good. I had an interesting experience with the triangle today because my triangle has been like really super small. And then today I decided to make it my body. And so I imagined that like my left side and then my right side and then the base of me kind of sitting here cross-legged on the floor as I am already, sort of how that's a triangle already. And so that was kind of an interesting perspective.
Interesting. And that kept your body mostly still.
Yeah, I mean, the room is cold in here, and so it's like,
cool.
and so it's not easy to stay safe.
It's good.
So it's cold
good.
outside.
It's good. How are you? We'll go to. Are you in a hurry, Brandy? Okay, that's good. So let us go to Stephen.
Thank you for the lesson. I enjoyed that. As far as the practice goes, the Nyasa for me was limitless. There was no boundaries through it. So I felt going way above my head and then out the limbs, and it wasn't just focused on a single limb. It was almost as if it was my whole upper body when we were in the arms, and when we got to the legs, it didn't stop at the top of the leg. It continued up to my shoulders and then went out the limb that we were focused in on, which I found to be interesting. When we got to the heart cave, it was just a dark, quiet, peaceful space that the space just continued to expand, and it was just quiet.
That's beautiful. Greater the expansion, greater and deeper the journey. That is beautiful. How are you, Sam? Then we'll go to yes.
Good. I would say, the meditation has been consistent, quiet, peaceful, relaxing. I woke up this morning with a little bit of feeling, muscle achy, and that seemed, when we went through the Nyasa, it all seemed to drop away and dissipate. So I guess I'm not the body.
Good. That's good. Always remember, we are 3 in 1 or only 1. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, thank you. The lesson today for me was profound in that I woke up with a lot of ego stuff, so mine wasn't body stuff like Sam's. So my practice was a little more active of addressing that.
Yeah.
There was some reflection and contemplation, but it was still peaceful.
Still peaceful.
Like active, sort of peaceful, but I was like, man, I knew too when I had this stuff going on this morning before practice, I was like, he's gonna address it in the lesson. And you did, so it's
yes.
process today. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy. That is a right approach. Sometimes what happens, we recognize that ego stuff and we don't want to let it go. And then it simply means then you are not a seeker. Lot of things are going on, so I cannot attend your session today. Thank you. I got another mail, 2 mails. This is the first mail. Another mail. I cannot attend your session. Could you send me a session after recording it? It's a private session. Approach is different. So it depends on your, your mental state. How dare you say anything to me? No, I will never say anything to you. Enjoy yourself. How are you, Barbara?
I'm very good, thank you. That was a very deep meditation for me, and my body felt very heavy for a while, almost like it was being pulled down, but then I didn't feel it at all.
That's wonderful.
It was just a very, very peaceful
Peaceful
feeling.
Beautiful. You know, think of it in our text. There was even just talk of Buddha. It is a symbolic, but you can now get a meaning. Buddha used to meditate while sitting for 6 months, doing meditation lying on the right side for 6 months, left side for 6 months, supine position for 6 months. So when there is a complete detachment with the body is a matter. Why 6 months only? No, anyhow, so how are you, Anesthesia?
Thank you. It was very peaceful and deep. First, I had some challenges with my mind because it was so excited by knowledge, like a 7-year-old child. I think my mind is pretty childish. Ego is
everyone's.
And I feel like my ego is 78 maybe, but my mind is 7 years old.
Beautiful explanation. I love it. That's a beautiful.
And that's why my body sometimes impulsed even inside, not only outside. And my mind wanted to speak with me about everything what I heard today. And I was sitting on my leg and I felt some type of uncomfortable I felt. And then I thought, why I feel only my leg and my nose, because it's very cold in my room, and it's a type of delusion because I can feel only my leg because it's uncomfortable there. So I'm becoming my leg, and after this, I lost in the space.
Lost in the space. You look at her, we don't know how the revelation will take place. It does not, it defies, it rejects age, gender, etc. But one beautiful, I will use this in my different talks, not here, because you have heard from her. I will steal that. 7-year-old child, what a beautiful, and 78-year-old ego. That is the cause of all our suffering in our life. What a beautiful way. Don't start comparing that, you were not beautiful. That is also ego. Come on, Bo. How are you?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi.
I love this lesson because I have been, for many years now, trying to remember at the most inopportune times that my ego is not my amigo. It was a really nice segue, the lesson, into meditation today. And I felt very light. And in the triangle today, I saw, I think as a result of really getting in and being very comfortable, I saw blue and white lights dancing within the triangle, realizing it's me, not my body.
That's wonderful. We have already bypassed that different vision and the colors, those who have been doing these programs for the last 2 years. But they will come and they will go. That is very good, Bo. That's very good. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर बहुत पीसफुल था और सर जैसे मैं और बॉडी बहुत अच्छे से सेपरेट हो जाते हैं।
Hmm.
वो बहुत अच्छा।
That's
Thanks,
wonderful. That's beautiful. She's saying that I could see the body is totally separate and different from me, and definitely we can see that. We can realize that. That's beautiful. How are you, sir? Ashok, sir.
Sir, I am good and fine. Peaceful.
Now look at his smile, couple of months before, so. No, it happens. So what I used to do that I said, I am the body, my index finger. I am the delusory eyes, this is my second finger, and I am the real self. So I used to symbolize this, and now I had a thought of a pain, I have a headache. Move here. Move here. So I use different plays during my journey. I just give you an example so you can create those symbols in your daily life. The moment that first two layers of I am hits you, you hit them. You are attached, that is why you are attacked by the ego. That is all. Any question? No question. So, 7 stitches has a very deep, 7, number 7 is very good. 7 chakras we have. No, take care. That is all. Thank you. Yes, Lara.
Thank you.
You want
Yes,
to
sir.
ask anything? Nothing. No, Lara has gone.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.